What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and thank you again for tuning into another video of me in the Garage of Awesomeness going over one of my trucks, which in today's case is going to be my 2024 Mega Cab. Now, I'm not going to really be doing anything to it today. Today, I'm going to kind of basically just tell you what I'm going to be doing to the truck as far as the changes that I'm going to make and why. Now, for those of you with a keen eye, in the last video, I showed you, gave you a full rundown on the truck as far as the lift, wheels, tires, lighting, what paint match I'd gotten done, everything, right? I swapped off the Forces and the Nittos. Now, I did that because I wanted to run something a little bit bigger, right? That fits in the wheel well a little bit more, and wanted to try something different. And by different, I mean I went with a set of Toyos. Now, those of you that know me, I'm a huge Nitto fan. I love Nittos. Everything I have, for the most part right now, has or has had Nittos on it. Whether it's a Trail Grappler, Ridge Grappler, Recon Grappler, Dura Grappler, whatever it may be, I've ran Nittos for a very, very long time. So in this case, I changed it up. Mostly because I could get these a heck of a lot faster than Nittos, and I needed them kind of in a time crunch. So for these are the Toyo RT Pros. Phenomenal tire. They balance well. They're quiet on the road, and they kick butt in inclement weather, and they look badass, right? And I'll show you guys, I'll give you a little bit closer view of those here in a little bit. Wheels wise, I opted for a 24x12 JTX silencer, full gloss black, milled lettering on the lips, milled lettering on the center caps, because that's kind of my MO. I prefer the black wheels. Don't really care what anyone says at the end of the day because that's what I like. So let's rewind back a couple weeks. I threw these on, and then 2 days later drove down to Texas. I went down to Conroe, Texas, which is about a 16-hour-ish drive from where I'm at in Colorado, to go to LST, which is Lone Star Throwdown, which is the first big truck show of the truck show season. I love it down there. The people are nice. The weather was absolutely phenomenal. It was 70 to 80 degrees every single day, which is awesome to get in February, especially when you live in Colorado. And the trucks down there just got my imagination and ideas going like crazy, right? So on the drive back, I'm thinking to myself, what do I want to do next, right? Because at the end of the day, I love this truck. I do. I ordered it, got it the exact way that I wanted it. And at the end, you know, the core of it, I wouldn't change any of it, period. Maybe except for a 1-ton, but I already have one of those. So anyway, this truck is sticking around, and I wanted to change it up, and I wanted to step up my game a little bit. So seeing all the different trucks down there, different lift heights and wheels and tires and attention to detail underneath the truck, not just on top or inside, just kind of got me thinking, right? Well, what do I want to do? I could do a 6-inch or 8-inch or 10 or 12-inch kit on the truck, but do I really want to? And not because I don't, but this is my daily, and I still use the truck for truck things, hauling trailers, errands to Home Depot or Lowe's. I mean, we're coming up on spring and summer, and that bed is usually loaded up with something, whether it's for my own house or I'm helping someone out, landscaping wise, right? So I wanted to have something that's still usable, but looks really good. So that's kind of where I was torn. So at the end of the day, I decided to go with a 4-inch kit. Now, for those of you that have followed me on the different socials or even seen earlier videos on here on YouTube, I've worked with the guys at McGaughy's on a couple of different trucks I've had in the past, with bigger lifts, smaller lifts, and the results always been the same. They always perform really well. They look great, and install is an absolute breeze on every one of them that I've done. So in the case of this truck right now, I'm going with a 4-inch McGaughy's radius arm kit, right? Granted, it's not even a full inch of height over what I've currently got on there, but at the end of the day, I wanted to change it up. I want something that looks good underneath this thing, that kind of pops underneath colors-wise, shows the attention to detail, not just the suspension, but the frame and the wheel liners and everything else that I do to these things, right? I want you to see all of it, and it's all going to look good because I'm going to paint and powder coat everything underneath this truck, period, in the story. Not today, not tomorrow. It's not going to be a 2-day process, but I gave myself to this summer to have the underside of this truck looking as good as possible, to where if you look underneath it, you're like, yeah, that's not just a stock setup, right? That's not just a lift on there out of the box, which for some people, that's totally cool, right? Like, I'm not running my mouth. I just wanted to step up my game on this thing, and that's what I'm going to do. So let's get started. McGaughy's 4-inch radius arm kit coming in 3, 2, 1. Well, it's all over my garage floor. I couldn't wait, right? I got the kit yesterday. I went through, ripped open all the boxes, checked everything out, and now I'm going to show you basically what I got kit-wise with one upgrade. So the upgrade that I got with this kit is actually their dual steering stabilizer. So McGaughy's has, there's the part number for those of you guys wondering, right? Now I've ran this actual kit on quite a few of my other trucks before, but I haven't ran these shocks. And for those of you that know McGaughy's, they started putting together their own M84 shocks, which are pretty freaking, they look kick-ass. And I've heard a lot of good about these shocks, right? For one, you can adjust them, right? If you guys can see that right there. So I'm going to have obviously 2 of them up front, dual steering stabilizer, opposing. If I need to adjust them, I can. If I want to fill them back up, I can. And it's super easy to do. Plus, the fit and finish on these things, the bodies on these things look great. I am going to end up wrapping these after I get the truck. After I get these on the truck and get them set, I will put the stickers on there. Then I'm going to wrap the bodies. Then I'm going to ceramic coat them because that's the difference. I want these to look good, and I want them to look good for a while. And the low maintenance part is, depending on what kind of ceramic you use and what kind of wrap you use, it's as easy as just wiping them off. And that's what I want at the end of the day, because I don't want to spend 6 hours cleaning underneath this thing. But if I could do it 3 or 2, that's a win. So there's the upgrade for the kit. Now, the nice thing with these dual steering stabilizer kits from McGaughy's is they send them to you raw. So if you wanted to powder coat them in any color, it makes it that much easier. You don't have to actually sandblast them or do anything because they're ready to go. And I'll show you. So here is the box with all the hardware for said dual steering stabilizer kit, right? You've got the bracket that mounts on the axle. You've got another bracket that mounts around the axle as well, around the backside. For this bad boy right here, you've got all the hardware that bolts on the end of the tie rods, so that way you can mount the ends of the steering stabilizers, the shocks themselves on there, and all the hardware to do so. So all this will be getting powder coated. We'll get into that in a second, but this is worth the money. And I'm going to tell you, I've had a lot of different steering stabilizer kits on a lot of my Dodges and Rams. Between that kit and the Carly kit, there is not a better setup, right? The Carly kit's nice. It's an upper and lower. So a couple different brackets that you have to install there to make them work, but it works. This kit, I like it because it works extremely well also, and you can see it, right? So if you were that kind of person that you want to show that stuff off, it's right up front, right? You can see it plain as day, whether your truck's leveled or lifted 10 inches, it's right there. So I'm a fan of that because not only is does it look great, but it works super well to boot. So that's the upgrade I got with the kit so far. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of the actual lift. Let's start off out back. Out back, you do get the longer sway bar end links, obviously, because you are lifting the back of the truck as well. I do have the bushings for these. Did leave them out because I'm going to basically have everything blasted and powder coated because none of this is going to stay black. I want you to see every bit of this kit underneath my truck, and it's going to be awesome. Trust me, I promise. Okay. Now, for the coil side of things, they send you these nice spacers which do mount onto the axles, as you guys can tell. You put your factory coil on top of here, sits in the bucket on the cross member that runs on the frame, so you don't lose any factory payload and the truck still rides extremely well, but you get the height that you need so that way the truck sits level as opposed to squatted or stock. So these are nice. Got them obviously for both sides, driver and passenger. And then I've got some hardware for bump stop drop brackets, which are real nice. Again, these will be getting powder coated. Not really sure what color yet, but the whole kit is going to be stellar. It's going to look awesome, and I'm super, super pumped, okay? Also, I've got I believe this is the track bar bracket for the front. They do send you a new bracket for the sway bar in the rear, which is really nice. So it actually keeps everything within factory geometry, keeps ride really well. You don't have to worry about that sway too bad. Again, this is only a 4-inch kit, so as far as being that much top heavier on a 10 or 12-inch or even 8-inch kit, not really a worry. But they send you all the stuff, and the powder coating that these guys do on their parts is awesome. I mean, it's clean, it looks really good. If I was going to have a million rock lights underneath this thing, I probably would leave it in black and just ceramic coat everything, but not this time, right? And then last but certainly not least, you've got the shocks, which do work really, really well, and they are really comfortable shocks. So I'm not sure what I want to do to these yet because they are black. I don't know if I want to wrap them to match the steering stabilizers maybe, but I'm not really sure. Because the nice thing with them is there's nothing on them now. They're just black. So I got to figure that out. So we shall see. And then obviously they do send you all the bushings, but I'm not going to have these painted. Actually, maybe I can. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So that's the rear, okay? Now moving up front to the meat and potatoes of the front of the truck. First things first, you got the radius arms, okay? Which are stout. These, and I get it. You're like, hey dude, I mean, are they really that heavy? Are they really that heavy duty? Yes, they are, right? Now, I'm not a small human being. I'm not the weakest person on the block, but these things are stout and they are heavy duty. And the nice thing with them is they do already send the their logo on the radius arm. It's already pressed, or not pressed, but riveted in there. But I will be taking that off because I'm going to have this powder coated a different color, and I'm probably going to opt for their face plates. So I'll basically get the face plates for these things, drill it out where they're going to mount, then have everything blasted and powder coated and throw everything on at one time. But these bad boys, yeah, these are some stout radius arms, and I'm a fan. And they're not light. I mean, I can sit here and no, okay. Let's continue on, shall we? Now, to get the altitude on the front of these things, obviously you got to have some taller coils. So enter in their 4-inch coils. So these are the new front coils for the truck. Again, powder coated in a nice satin black. Give you the lift that you need up front for a full 4-inch lift. And I do like the way these things ride, because I have had a similar kit to this on another truck in the past, and I have zero complaints. So there's the coils. And I've got kind of scattered about everything else, right? What I mean by that is the spacers for the front sway bar, so you can reuse the factory end links, which I will not be using. I may not even use the factory sway bar, not really sure yet, we'll see. But I've got a spacer for those. I've got spacers for the bump stops, front and rear. That's pretty much that. That's it. I mean, I'm not going crazy with this thing, but I think a nice 4-inch lift on this truck. The combination of colors, white, some kind of orange or copper, and black. And what I mean by black is a gloss black, because the wheels going on this thing, well, I'm going to have my cake and eat it too. What I mean by that is I'm going to have a 17 or an 18-inch wheel set up with a 38 or 39 or maybe even a 40 depending on the offset. And I'm going to have a set of 24 by 14s wrapped in a 355 Nitto Trail Grappler, okay? Again, this isn't happening overnight, right? This is a lot of hard work, and, well, I get an idea in my head and I don't stop till I get it, right? So, for starters, the wheels are going to be, well, from a company that I haven't actually ran in a long time. So I'm actually pretty excited. Those are kind of a surprise. And I think that actual wheel itself will match the theme of the truck as far as like the chassis limited bumper on it, whatever I end up doing additional underneath the truck, the lights. So those are gonna look good. The Nittos, obviously they're a phenomenal tire. I will be back on some Nittos before too long for the small wheel with big tire and the big wheel with small tire. As far as the small wheels goes, I may work with that same company on a smaller set of wheels. I may end up going with, well, for those of you guys that could see, the 3rd gen doesn't have the sodas on it anymore. It's actually got these parallel forged 18 by 9s, which I absolutely love, wrapped in a 37-1350 Toyo. So I may go with something like that with a bigger tire to fill the wheel well. So that's kind of my plan for now. That's the route I'm going to take. Huge thank you to the crew over at McGaughy's. I'm super stoked to get this kit done, put together color-wise, assembled, and get it on the truck. And I'm actually super stoked to show you guys. So I'm going to do the best that I can to try to catalog all this and show you guys as far as, I mean, even going to the powder coater, getting all that stuff done, dropping it off, picking it up, how it looks, that first impression, like, ooh, ah, right? And just know that the combination of colors are going to be white, gloss black, and some kind of orange or copper, right? Probably not going to go crazy with the orange or copper, but just something that kind of breaks things up a little bit. And again, those little details. So that's it, guys. That's it. Now, I told you I was going to show you the wheels and tires on the truck. So let's go show you those now, because this is probably the last time that you're going to see them. But here they are. right? And they're dirty. It rained yesterday. I drove the truck in the rain. It happens, right? But I'll tell you, these open country RTs are an absolutely phenomenal tire. And, ooh, sorry about that. The GATX is on it. Huge fan. But at the end of the day, I'm not really super loyal to any wheel company for the time being. So I'm going to go with a different setup, different company, and the truck is going to look awesome. I guarantee you that. And it really, I want it to look awesome. So that's what I'm going to do. So I thank you guys for tuning in. I will give you another update. I'll do another video on the 3rd gen. I have done quite a bit of work to the back end of that truck, because if you guys remember the last video, I went over a couple things that were kind of irking me pretty bad that I've changed since then. I'm waiting on one more thing to get done that I can't do, and then I'll give you an update on that with the wheels and tires that are on it as well. So stick around, tune in, and as always, guys, I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, comment. Any suggestions that you have for me, leave them down below. I check this stuff as often as I can. And until next time, when that thing's a little bit different, have a good day.